All right, here we are, Homestead-Miami. Start. Lower. See coming.
Homestead-Miami Speedway, a track that was built back in 1995 after Hurricane Andrew 3 years prior came through and unfortunately wiped out a whole entire town in South Florida. This mill was cleared out and this mile-and-a-half track was built, and that's where we are tonight for round number 4 of the LMCgear.com iRacing Indy Car Series. We welcome you to the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Tonight, we get ready for 180 laps. It is the Happy Trails Chili Seasoning 180 round 4 of the LMCgear.com iRacing Indy Car Series. I am the captain, Chris Scala, with you. Hoping to have Gary Godso with us this evening, but right now he's having some internet issues with his provider. He's trying to take care of that right now. A little bit of an outage where he is up in Indiana. So hopefully we'll have him with us. If not, I'll do my best by myself to put on a good show with you guys. Now, of course, last week we were at, of course, I get lost right here in my head. Watkins Glen International Raceway. Alex Van Desant, he won the race, of course, picking up his second win of the season. But tonight, you're going to see racing like you're seeing on the screen right now. 3 wide and just a bunch of drafting going on at Homestead. And this is a very interesting mile-and-a-half track. And, you know, the best way to put it is, well, we want you to see the lap for itself. And, of course, as always, I've had a chance each and every week to get down in the LMCgear.com iRacing IndyCar to run some laps around the Homestead-Miami Speedway. So let's get you set for the race and take you on the lap I ran earlier tonight. Actually, it's more than a lap. All the information you'll need to know about a lap at Homestead-Miami Speedway. All right, here we are, Homestead-Miami Speedway, as we get ready for the Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Homestead 180. This mile-and-a-half track, and go for a couple laps in our LMCgear.com iRacing IndyCar. Homestead, well, speaks for itself. A high bank, mile-and-a-half oval. You're pretty much wide open all the way around this track, at least on fresh tires you are. Obviously want to run the bottom, get up here next to the wall. A couple of bumps right there out of turn 2, but you are wide open this whole entire time on the fresh tires. Now, as we see older tires, you could see some things different. Now, Homestead is multiple banked, and what I mean by that is there are 3 different bankings in the corner. Down here in the lighter shade of gray at the bottom is 18 degrees. Up in the middle, 19 degrees. Up at the top, 20 degrees. Now, on the older tires, we could see a little bit of a difference in lines being run, but right now, you're seeing right at the bottom of the track is the fastest way to get around here because you're wide open. Now, eventually, as tires get older, you might be getting out of the throttle, and you might want to try different lanes and so forth. As you see, lap times there at about 25:20. Now here I'm going to go to the middle group. This here is actually in NASCAR, when you're driving an A car or a B car in iRacing, is the fastest group. You want to run right there above that line for some reason. That is the best groove in the stock cars, and who knows, maybe later on, once his tires get older, this is where you'll want to run. The car's going to drift up towards the wall, especially as tires get older. Now this lap, I'm going to go up to the top groove. This here at 20 degrees. Now, on this lap, I ended up being 6/10 slower than the fastest lap because I was able to hold it wide open. I think eventually this could become a line in the race because obviously the higher bank will get you to run down the straightaway. But turn 3 and 4, get up here in the high groove, the higher banking on the track, and pick up speed down the straightaway. Now, one other big factor you're going to see here tonight at Homestead-Miami Speedway is pit road. Homestead has a very unique pit road. Now, in iRacing, a couple years ago, they changed it to where you could actually come off of turn 4 to go to pit road. Now, after talking to the admins, they're actually telling the drivers, you got to go right here onto the old access road. So you want to get down here, and you got to be careful because if you're going too fast, you will slide out into the grass there, which will not be good. But you got to get down to the speed limit here. See me here locking up the tires a little bit. Speed limiter's on there. All the way down to the pit stall. You're probably going to lose easily 2 laps on pit road during a green flag pit stop tonight, so you're going to have to be very careful. Make sure you do not speed on entry and do not speed on exit as we come up here to the LMC crew. Locking up the tires just a little bit, hit my marks, tire change right here. Actually stopped short of my marks a little bit, but there you go, 4 tires, fuel, gonna get out. Speed limiter, go. And that green cone right there is where you'll get off it, but I wait a second and Finally, I do, and here you got to come off this access road. Now, this road has to be used no matter what car you're driving on iRacing, so you got to be careful here because you need to slide out in the grass. And here, if you do so, they'll give you an unsafe exit, which will put you back on pit road. So there you go, Homestead-Miami Speedway on a nutshell. Good luck. So there you go, a lap around Homestead-Miami Speedway. That pit road is going to be very tricky tonight. That is something we are going to have to watch a lot this evening when it is all said and done, because we could definitely see a lot of issues. As you see them out here practicing right now, this is about to be live. There we go. They are out there running practice laps right now. Normally on the road course, this would be qualifying, but right now they're practicing. They're going to do a little short qualifying session coming up at 5 till, so we will get you ready for that. Real quick, let's run through everything, and we actually have a special interview we are going to do here in just a few minutes, so we'll get you ready and set for that. But first, let's show you the schedule for this season. In case you didn't know, this is the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Of course, next week we'll fly across the pond and get you ready for Monza, and then the following week, Indianapolis, for the third running of the Indianapolis 250. We'll have that for you in 2 weeks on November the 9th. The 16th, we'll go up to Canada for the Canadian race there at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. We'll hit the Daytona road course, Road Atlanta, and of course the Circuit de la Sarthe out in France there for that race. Taking a look at the pole award winners for this season, Cohen Evans has won 2 of the 3. He is the dominant guy. He is Mr. Qualifying, I guess we'll put it. So far, he is the career leader in poles, and we'll see if he can do it again tonight on the oval. And speaking of Cohen, he's also the point leader for the series right now. Cohen has a pretty good sizable lead right now over the rookie Caleb Bensey, who has been very impressive, 2/3 and a 4th in his 3 races so far. And then, of course, the team standings, LMCgear.com Racing leading the way. Of course, Van de Sant and Cohen Evans both raced for that team. They have won all 3 races, so they're looking to keep the momentum going in all 3 series here. So we're about 7 minutes away from qualifying, so what I want to do is I want to bring in a special interview at this time. And we are going to welcome in Alex Van de Sant, the winner from 2 of the last 3 races. As we bring Alex in, you got a copy, sir?
I do.
Hey, Alex, appreciate you joining us this evening. Of course, normally we would talk about your 2 wins so far on the season, but we're going to hold off on that for a second because tonight we got a very special sponsor in Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix. This is all done by your grandfather. Talk about this awesome seasoning mix and you know what you're doing, obviously, for the sponsorship tonight.
It's Happy Trails Chili. It's run by my grandpa over in Ohio. He's been running it for years, and as it says on the packet, it's a world championship winning mix. He's won the world championship in red, green, and I think salsa. He's world famous with it. It's a really good mix. It's available on his website, and then actually in 2 weeks you'll be able to order it from Amazon. And if you're based in Ohio, right now it's on the shelves at Kroger and I believe at certain Whole Foods.
Oh, very cool, very cool. So let's talk about this mix here for a second because it's very interesting because this isn't one of those mixes where you gotta add 3 eggs, 2 gallons of milk, a couple backflips, some parsley out of your backyard, all these different, like you literally add like 2 or 3 things.
Yeah, well, those things wouldn't be very good in chili anyway.
No, but you get my point. The sarcasm.
No, I do.
You look at all the items on there, and it's like, oh my gosh, I just cooked something with water. What you get to do?
Yeah. Just add water and beef, and then the mix, and you have an excellent dinner.
Voila! And I know Jim and the Herrick family had it last week. You guys get to have it a lot. You might not know this answer, but I just got to ask the idea behind it. You might know it, might not know it. Is it just something your grandpa enjoyed doing, or? It
was. So he's always been a foodie. He's owned restaurants before. Yeah, he started. Oh man, I forget what year, but he's been doing it for a very long time. So he's got a lot of experience. He knows what makes a good chili.
Well, that is so cool, and it's so awesome to have them a part of this race tonight, the Happy Trails chili seasoning mix. I'll let you go get ready for qualifying. Looks like some pretty fast times here at Homestead. I'll go ahead and ask you, what do you think is going to be the key tonight? Survival, or is it going to be track position?
Track position will be important, as well as tire management.
There you go. Simple and straightforward. So, Alex, appreciate your time, and go get them tonight, and maybe we'll see the Happy Trails car in Happy Trails Victory Lane.
We'll see. Thank you, Chris.
All right, buddy. You too. That is Alex Van Desant. I always feel awkward putting somebody on the spot there, asking him a question he might not know the answer to. That's why I was like, hey, you might not know this. But he knew the answer, and I have no way of dragging to that channel, which he did it himself. Good. All right, so, yeah, Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix, the sponsor of tonight's race. Of course, I just took everything off the screen. Nice job, Scala. So as you see down in chat, Gary has made mention that he's had some internet issues, so he's not here tonight. As of right now, hopefully the people at that said company that he posted will get their stuff fixed and get it up there. So there, real quickly, is the Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix. You heard him mention, if you're up in the Ohio area, Kroger and, of course, other stores in that area, you can check it out. It'll be on Amazon here shortly, but you can check out their website, World Champion Tom Hoover's Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix. They'll also have the Spicy Overtake, which we'll talk about later in the race. They'll be a part of that also. So there we go. Should have qualifying coming up here very shortly. Look at the fast time in practice, a 24.868. Hopefully you were able to see the couple laps there I ran and talked about the difference you're going to see in the track. Now, the oval's the easy part for me because I just hold it wide open and turn left. But some of these guys were talking about there could be some looseness, especially in the dirty air. The longer into the run somebody goes, you could see some looseness there. And it's just definitely going to make some great racing out here on the track because you are going to see a good draft going. The draft in iRacing is a very overpowering one. Ooh, there's an issue. That right there, remember what we talked about in the video, overshooting pit road. That right there, you don't want to do it because you'll get penalized by iRacing for doing that. Yeah, the draft is very overpowering in this iRacing, and almost to a point sometimes I feel too overpowering. And because of that, we will... you're going to see some interesting racing out here on the track. I'm going to mute my mic for a quick second. I'll be right back. All right, back I am. Let's get you all set up for qualifying. As usual, I will put the black little strip down there at the bottom of the screen. What you will see is on the screen, The bottom, as per usual here, you'll see where it says no time on Dakota DeMed and Justin Miller, Charles Teed, and those guys. So when they cross the line, the first car actually that's going to cross the line here, because it's just simple single car qualifying, is going to be Cody Claiborne, maybe. He's having some issues, so let's jump to another car. Dakota DeMed, he crosses the line. All right, so you see the purple on his name. When the screen turns purple on a time, that means that person's on pace for the pole. If you see green, that person's faster on that lap. If you see yellow, then that means that person is not faster than the previous lap here. I believe it is 2 laps for qualifying, so we shall see. DeMed right now 25.6 is the fastest time. That'll go faster next time around because they had to give up the speed, obviously, down the front straightaway. They were not at full speed. Should see laps probably in the teens to 20s would be my guess. I think a pole should be about a 25.10, if I had to guess. 25.209 for DeMed. Good lap there. Let's see who else might be faster. We'll keep an eye on some cars. Let's go back here to... Let's go to Alex. He's on track now. Still a 25.2. Let's ride with Alex on this lap. He's in 4th gear. You can look down over his head there and see what gear he's in 4th gear constantly. Boom to second, 25.224. Haldane up to second now. Alex practicing getting on pit road. How about Dakota holding on to the pole right now? Craig Forsyth's going to come out for a run. Cohen Evans just getting out here on track, I believe. That just shows you what I don't know about Indy cars. When I ran that lap earlier on the onboard, you might have noticed I was in 5th gear around this track. They're in 4th gear. Let's look down here and see what gear. Here's Craig in 5th gear. .25.6 on that first lap. Cohen Evans at 25.8. You see him in 18th right now. Cohen up to 6, 25.235. Forsyth to the pole, 25.19. Anybody else on track? Colby Wells going to complete a lap here. Colby with a 25.3 right now. And that's going to be it for him. Anybody else going to qualify? That's going to be it with 33 seconds left. I think we're seeing the end of qualifying here. And we are going to see Craig Forsyth on the pole. And Homestead-Miami Speedway. And here in a second, we will jump and try to talk to Craig really quickly. I just want to see something before we do. That is Craig's first career pole, actually. So I wanted to see if that was accurate before I went and said anything. But Craig Forsyth going to be the pole sitter here at Homestead. And that is his first career LMCgear.com iRacing IndyCar pole. And we will talk to him in just a second, as the cars should start to grid here on the pit road. There they are gridding, as we get ready for 120 laps of racing around this 1.5 mile track. Let's chat with our pole sitter. Hey, Craig, it's Scally. Got a pole or a copy? You got the pole. You have a copy.
Gotcha. I got both of those.
You got both of those. Your first career LMCgear.com iRacing pole. Congratulations on that. The lap. What'd you do different than everybody else?
Stayed against the wall the whole first lap. Wrote the first lap off.
It worked out for you. Talk about tonight. Obviously, now you got the track position here, and can you keep it up front there?
Probably not. Let's be honest.
Are you saying there's like 21 other fast cars?
One's really close to each other.
Well, hey, we appreciate the brutal honesty, but congratulations on your pole. Go celebrate and go win in Homestead. By the way, it's a little warm up here. Consider you're from up north.
Gotcha. There's so much snow.
Hey, be safe, Craig. Good luck, bud. Oh, Craig. Craig will speak the truth to you. That is one thing I like about Craig. He literally speaks the truth to you, as I'm going to drag him down his channel. He'll get there. There we go. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup. Pace car is going to pull off for one lap, pace lap. Craig Forsyth, 25,190 on the pole. He'll start alongside Dakota DeMed, the Driveline Sim Sport car. Brad Haldane, he'll start on the inside of row number 2 alongside Alex Van Desant, the winner from Indianapolis last year, the last oval we ran at. Caleb Bensi, the Ohio driver, starting next to Jim Herrick with a 6th-place run. Cohen Evans, Wesley Johnson, 7th and 8th. Justin Miller and Scott Bellum, 9th and 10th. Charles Teed making a start tonight for Dark Horse Racing. I'm not sure if that's a team here or not, but he'll start next to Nick Weatherby. Rick Ravon, the man who dominated Indianapolis before having issues, starting 13th next to Dan Morera. Colby Wells, Cody Claiborne, 15th and 16th. Joe Fierro, Sean Stevens, 17th and 18th. Matt Houston, Timothy Trowbridge, who was the fastest in practice, he's 20th. Thomas Gold, and I think that's it. So I don't think McDaniel is racing. I could be wrong by that. All right, 120 laps, going to make up 180 miles on this 1.5 mile track. They will have full course cautions if they wreck and so on and so forth, but let's enjoy some oval racing tonight. The LMCgear.com iRacing Indy Car Series and the Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix 180 is underway. Welcome to drafting. I'm going to turn the audio up. Let me know if the cars are too loud over me, please. And just like that, 25 seconds later, Craig Forsyth leads lap 1, and it looks like the start of a race all over again. Down the back straight away. A lot of Jim Herrick fans out here tonight. Of course, the family watching. And Dakota, oh, we got, did I see a wreck or a save? I see a save, actually. They're 4 wide on the front straightaway there. Was that Fierro? Shooting the gap up the middle. That was an impressive pass. Let's see if we can watch this pass again. We're going to stay on Fierro here. Watch this move. Good, thank you guys. Thank you, Mrs. Sherry. Watch here. Somebody's going to get loose. I think this is lap 1. So we're about to go around one more lap here. You're not missing anything out front. Craig still leads, just FYI. You have the downshift here. Somebody's going to get loose right up here. Watch this move here. 4 wide through the middle. Hold my drink, boys. That's impressive. And pass for the lead. Dakota DeMed has gone to the front. Or at least is trying to as he comes back up on the lap car. That is Justin Miller ahead. Should mention Timothy Trowbridge and Thomas Gold did not start the race, so we are down to 19 that started this race. And Craig holds on to the front here. Look at Cohen Evans, started back in the 7th position. He is up to 3rd, making a pass on Van de Sant. This is all about getting into a rhythm right now. All about rhythm. Oh, one car hard in the wall. Haldane. He's tumbling everywhere. All right, just like Indianapolis, judges, we get to vote on this one. We need a rating out there. Judges, on that flip by Brad Haldane that brings out the first caution. We're going to have fun with this because these Indy cars will definitely flip out. Let's go back and see what happens here. Down below him is, I believe, was that Bensy, I believe, below him? And as per usual, hopefully you sign the waiver before you watch the broadcast that states everything that happened on a pass, and if somebody goes flipping out, we're going to go on board. Hopefully you guys haven't eaten lately. Oh, Brad gets loose. Oh, boy. All right, voters, on the flip. What do we get? All right, so caution out for the first time. This is going to give me a chance. Let's really quickly. This is the cool thing about cautions. I can have a little fun here tonight, and not saying I want to see cautions. I don't, but if he should be down in this room right here. Yep.
Close to the end
Hey,
of the race.
Dakota, you got a copy? It's Scal in the booth.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, buddy. Is that the DJ talk?
What was that?
You had that DJ sound in your voice, like, hey.
Oh.
Hey, good start for you. You qualified 2nd, and you're up there, P2. We're side by side with Craig there for a second. Talk about the car and what are you expecting tonight?
Car feels good. Almost had Craig there on a few laps before the caution, but yeah, tire wear is gonna play a big strategy, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
What do you believe is
How was?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, go on.
No, I was going to ask you, what do you think is the earliest window for fuel? Because I'm hearing about 45 to 50 laps on a tank of fuel. Obviously, that makes it somewhere between 90 and 100 laps. You're at lap 10, 110 to go. When could we see the earliest pit stops, you think?
We just saw some guys pit. I probably should have pitted now that you just told me those numbers.
I'm
But
just telling you what I
yeah, I went about 48 laps, I think, on a stint, so you can push that to 50. Maybe if you want to push it to 55, but yeah, you're going to see guys pitting all night, I think.
Nice. Well,
depends on how many cautions we get to.
Right. Well, some little birdie tells me the track position is king, so I think you're okay where you're at.
And that's what I was thinking too.
Nice. Hey, good luck out there, Dakota.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Dakota DeMed, the outside pole sitter. Let me see if I can get him down to his room. Yeah, yep. Just like that. Thanks, my buddy Dave Rowe. He taught me the secret of moving people in Discord. Just mentioned, I don't have the track map up for you, so let's get that set up. We'll also, actually, real quick, let's show you the weather for tonight. It is 76 degrees, actually, Fahrenheit in Florida. I was going to say 88 at 10 o'clock at night, race time. That's pretty hot. Track temp at 78. It's only going to get colder, so there's going to be a lot of grip out there on the track when it is all over with. But yeah, there's a track map, so you'll be able to see where everybody is on track as they come by. Should see one to go this time by. We'll see if we had double file restarts or single file restarts. Well, the space car lights are off. Looks like single car because I don't see him doubling up. So, all right. So is that Kai Racing? Kai Race? 8 out of 10 on his rating. Gary, you're watching us on the chat. What do you say, sir? What's your rating there, my buddy? Alyssa watching tonight, cheering on Dakota. There's Cheryl Herrick watching tonight. Keep a track of all the numbers and seeing who's cheering who on, because there is that Sean Stevens Award. Seeing who's going to win that coming up here at the end of the season. All right, pace car is going to pull off. You notice the car is up in the top groove. The reason for that is because in iRacing, you're allowed to pass on the outside. So the best way to protect the outside, get up next to the wall. They ain't passing you there. As Forsythe's going to take them back to the green here, lap 12 of this Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix 180. That's Cohen Evans down at the bottom there, going for the second position. Got a good restart. He's got his teammate there, Alex Van de Sant, trying to follow him through. 21 of Caleb Bensi there also in the fourth position. That's Colby Wells in that Scott Dixon looking car, we'll call it. Oh, and there goes Colby. Hard into the inside wall and stuck in the fence. All right, judges, rate that one. He's not going anywhere. See what happens. He gets loose. Oh, yeah, he just turns the wheel too much, and it just comes around the back end, and, well, that thing just has all kinds of issues. The green stays out, and we have a battle for the lead. Here comes Cohen. You know what could have happened there, Gary, is this track, as I talked about, it's multiple groups. You see the black marks on this track, the little seams? That is actually different bankings. So down here at the right side of the screen here, I'll try to explain it without a teleprompter or whatever they call it, telemetries and stuff like that. The bottom of the track, down where Alex is right now in turn 1, now going to back straightaway, that is actually only 18 degrees of banking. The middle part of the track where you see... okay, right about where Craig is running and Cohen, that is 19 degrees. Now, where you saw Alex at just now, up where Caleb and those guys are, that is 20 degrees of banking. What could have happened is, and I'm anxious to go maybe see this at the next caution. I'm going to go back and see if Brad caught himself between the bankings on the seam, and if so, that could upset the car and send it spinning. And there is a nasty bump off turn 2, but he was below the bump. I think because he came up the track, and you almost wonder if he turned the wheel too sharp, like turned it too much to coming off that corner, and that's what spun him around. Great racing throughout the field here. Rick Ravon, the pole sitter from Indianapolis last year in that number 5 car, gonna make a move here to the inside of Nick Weatherby. He will make that pass. Now, I do want to mention Ravon was one of the cars who pitted. Wesley Johnson also pitted. Joe Fierro, Justin Miller, Scott Bellum, Sean Stevens, and Cody Claiborne all pitted. As a matter of fact, Cody came back in at lap 10 and pitted. So those guys will have to keep track as the 45 back on track, by the way. Colby Wells, you see up there in the top right of the map. Good racing all the way around here, as you see. Ravon just moving through the field here. Oh, 3-wide move. That's Wesley Johnson, the Napa car. Oh, he clipped the apron. You got to be careful there. Cooler heads prevail. Forsythe continuing to lead. He's led every lap so far in his 22 laps. We ride with Nick Weatherby, the New York driver. The problem is, Gary, he's 4 laps down. Oh, you see him. Oh, he's adjusting to a car. I thought he was getting loose there. We'll lose 2 spots. Up here for second, the fight is on. Cohen Evans and Dakota DeMed. DeMed's going to cross over and go for the lead. Drives it to the bottom, lets it slide up. He will take it. That right there is how you execute a pass at Homestead. Gary's going to be the online guy today. He's going to give all the anecdotes like he did when we first started. Gary's an awesome dude. Good job, man. So Dakota's going to lead himself a lap, and now Craig's going to go back to the bottom. Good racing everywhere. There's passing everywhere going on here. Look at this mess back here. Hey, there's the whole track for you. Three wide off 4. Easy, boys. That's Houston on the outside, Wesley Johnson in the inside, and Charles Teed is singing Stuck in the Middle with You. I'm going to be honest with you, I love IndyCar oval racing. I love it. Not that I don't mind the racing on road courses. I think those races are fantastic too, but something about ovals just opens it up to everybody. Is Alex Van de Sant. He's going to the front. Dakota crossing him over here. That's what makes this interesting. Now, the one thing I'll point out too about the higher banking on the high side of the corners is that allows these cars to get more momentum off the corner. So you see them up there right now. That is because they'll carry the momentum down the straightaway. So that's why if you see somebody like Craig Forsythe is up there above Cohen Evans, he might get past for position, but because he's up there, we'll be able to come back off the corner in what they call slingshot to the inside because he has the momentum of that corner. So Cohen Evans buying Forsythe for 3rd. Trying to catch all the passing I can get for you guys. Charles Teed here on the inside to 27. And that, I think that's an Alex Jr. Classic. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gary. Looks like an Alex Jr. throwback right there. The old Valvoline paint. Mid-90s, or early to mid-90s. Leaders coming up on the lap car of Cody Claiborne, who's come off of pit road. Unscheduled stop there at lap 30. Cody comes back on track 2 laps down. Not sure if he caught the wall, maybe. '92. How'd I know? And by the way, Gary, I got a pop quiz question for you. I got to go look this up real quickly and make sure I have the guy's name right. I was going to ask you on the air about this tonight, but unfortunate circumstances. So double file all around the track here for the most part as Dakota DeMed starts to fall back. Here come those fresh tires, oh, by the way. Wesley Johnson, who took tires at lap 9. Here's where the tires are coming into play. Oh, crossover by Cohen, but Johnson up to second. All right, so Gary, I'm going to ask you this in chat, see if you can get this right. I want to make sure I word this right before I go any further. In 1982, Forsyth Racing, as you see Johnson to the front with those fresh tires, Forsyth Racing hired a driver who earned his only career win, top 5 and top 10 at Road America that year. Who is that driver? So let's see how Wesley Johnson treats these tires. He starts to pull away. Dakota DeMed up to the 3rd position. Kobe Cohen Evans there in 4th. Craig Forsyth's the pole sitter at 5th. You see them starting to weave. They're starting to spread out a little bit now with the racing going on. All the way back here, some fighting going on. Sean Stevens, Joe Fiero, this is for 16th. Oh, they're racing out. Oh, one car got loose down there. Nice save by whoever that was. Jim Herrick back here running, also in a safe spot, 14th position. I think he's just letting them all... How did I know you would know the answer? Yep. That is correct. Of course, I'm going to get the name wrong too. But Hector Rabach was the guy's name. He made 58 starts. His only win, top 5 and top 10 in the series history of his career was in that race at Road America. He won that race, and after that, he said, "I'm done." Walked away. Which, of course, he actually got injured in an incident to the Milwaukee Mile. So I actually learned that recently. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Cohen Evans up to the 2nd place pass Van de Zandt. So there you go. For those who didn't know, you learned something about IndyCar racing tonight. Let's look at Justin Miller here in the 80 car. Justin actually was off the pace early in this race, and he has worked his way back up into the 10th position in that black and green car. Comes up on the back of Matt Houston. And that 66 is already a 1/3 of distance in, as Wesley Johnson has a 1.9 second lead. Now Wesley, the best case scenario for him is if he could find a way to go 55 laps, but I'm pretty sure if he's out front and running as hard as he is, he's not going 55 laps on a tank of fuel. So it'll probably be you'll probably see 2 more stops out of him at least. Make that 3. The rest of these guys will go here probably to pit road in the next few laps, I would think. Split this race in 3s. We'll have to keep an eye on that. As Forsyth working the bottom on DeMed, this is for 4th. Lap times right now still in the 25-second range, starting to hit 26s a little bit, so lap times falling off about a second right now. So Forsyth going by. Here comes Caleb Bensey, the rookie that's quickly becoming a superstar there in that 21 car. Yeah, no 55 laps. That's what I thought. Johnson with a 2-second lead right now over Cohen Evans, who's starting to pull away a little bit from Alex Van de Sant, Craig Forsyth. All these guys here. Let's go back here. There's a fight for position. Ooh, almost some contact there. This is Nick Weatherby, Dan Marrera, and also Matt Houston there in the 66 car. Scott Bellum, the rookie, trailing his pack, but these three have been swapping positions left and right here. Marrera making the pass there. See if he slides up. He does. Leaves that door open a little bit for Matt to get the run down the straightaway here. See if he crosses over into the corner. He does. Almost some contact there. Pushes him up the track. And look at the bottom get filled. Weatherby trying to fill that bottom spot in that NRW photography car. It's all about momentum at this track. And Matt Houston's coming to pit road. Here we go to start a pit stops. And look, you got to use the access road all the way through 3 and 4. And right there, you got to be at 45 mile an hour. And that is a very awkward turn into pit road. I wonder if he missed his stall. Here comes, I think that's Jim Fiero, or not Jim Fiero, Joe Fiero. Wrong Jay. That's a better way of getting into your pit stall. Ooh, I think I saw his wing adjust there a little bit, so maybe getting some damage fixed with a reset. Tires and fuel, and he pulls away. Houston's still on pit road. Now let's see if that will bring the leaders to pit road, and if so, when. And how about this dogfight has come back to life? Third position. Matt must have had a speeding penalty if I had to guess, because he was on pit road for an extra long time, some 28 seconds on pit road. Bensy just trying to find a way around, being very patient. Well, I don't know if the speeding penalties are the same with the stock cars as they are with Indy cars. If so, it should have been 40 seconds. He was on pit road 28 seconds or in his box, so I don't know. That's interesting. Unless he got an unsafe entrance, but even then, it would have been longer than that. Oh, look at this. Here comes the Army line to pit road. See Forsyth coming in. Don't mess it up. Van de Sant's in. Everybody good so far. Alex locks him up. So does Craig. But this is all the LMCgear.com guys. They're all on pit road here. Lap 51. Caleb Bensy, Charles Teed, all these guys in for tires and fuel. Everybody good, it looks like. Forsyth kind of a slower stop. All these guys got to be careful getting back on track here. So that hands the lead to Rick Rohan in the 50, or in the number 5 on lap 53 here, as Weatherby's coming to pit road. This is lap 54. You think you would not just fill up the tank? I would shorten it. I would short stop later. Oh, and Weatherby's having issues getting into a stall. I would be more maybe willing to short stop later for fuel, not now. Fill up the tank now just to go as far as you can, and if you have to pit it like lap 105 or 100 or something like that, at that point, short fill. Am I wrong by that? So Dakota comes in, having a career run right now in the 82 car, driving for the Driveline Sim Sport team. Tires and fuel, and he will pull away. And you see, look at the racing right there, just above the screen here. So that hands the lead to this guy. Sean Stevens leading the lap at Homestead. Jim Herrick on pit road, Rick Ravon on pit road. There's Jimmy. The Pendleton, Indiana driver. Tires and fuel, 23. Good stop for him. Jim, 9.87. All right, so Sean Stevens still out there on track as Rick Ravon comes to pit road. Oh, easy. Of course, I see the name Ravon, and I think of Miami being where we are at Homestead. Gary, you'll be able to relate to this one. I think of the wrestler, the former, how about this nickname for Rick? Razor Ravon. I like it. So Sean Stevens continuing to lead. Oh, caution! Brad Haldane has crashed. Oh, how this shakes everything up. Haldane, the second caution of the night. Let's see what happens. Oh, wow. Thing just snaps around on him. He's okay right now. He's okay right now. Hold on, we got tank slapping and oh, he's not okay. So I want to back up because those over there where those bumps are. I want to see if the bumps played a role or was it the transition? Because right now where he's running is the 19 degrees of banking. I'm going to stop it right here. Okay, so the bumps are actually over to the right of him. But you know, the back end there is right where the transition is of the two bankings down to the flat. So that's exactly what happens there. But unfortunate braking. Here's the man on the the man of the moment, Sean Stevens, who got that caution right at the right timing at lap 60. As he is going to pit from the lead. Wesley Johnson's going to pit from second. Caleb Bensey in third, and all these cars are going to get their lap back from all these cars pitting. So we'll have to see who all gets back on the lead lap from this happening. But it looks like Caleb Bensey, Sean Stevens, Craig Forsyth, all these guys going to be back on the lead lap here. That's what I'm thinking too. I didn't see what lap he pitted on either. It could have been cold tires also. So 2 cautions so far in this race. And real quickly, want to mention tonight's race is the Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix 180. Of course, Happy Trails, you could check them out soon at your local grocery store or on Amazon and more. But Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix, just add beef, tomato sauce, and water, and you've got World Championship Chili. Make sure you enjoy some Happy Trails. I'm pretty sure the family, the Herrick family have enjoyed. I know they've enjoyed it before, but I'm sure they'll be enjoying it again, especially as it gets cooler up there in Indiana and, of course, in the northern area. Yep, see how Dane right there saying car just snapped. Brad, we have those moments, my friend. The only thing you can do is shake it off. It's easily, it's not easily, but it's okay to be upset after that kind of deal. But those kind of things happen in racing, brother. Shake it off and go on to next week. That's all you can do. But definitely check out Happy Trails chili seasoning mix. I might have to order some myself. I've never made a chili before, but if that's all I got to do is add water and tomato sauce and beef, I can do this. So caution out for the second time tonight. Yeah, no experience. Experience. Learning experience. So look at how this is shaking up the front. Caleb Benzie is now the leader of the race, the rookie from Ohio in the race first car. Sean Stevens is going to restart second. Now Sean is actually 2 cars behind him. Remember, in the IndyCar rules, including here at LMCgear.com's iRacing Indy Car Series, it's single file. Lap cars are starting in between. Ooh, good idea, Ann. I like that. I like me some different tasting ribs. Like, I'm always a fan of trying things different. Like, I'm one of those, like, when it comes to the crock pot, I'm going to find something different. Like, I think I said something last week. I found online on Facebook a Lazy Man's lasagna, and I saw that. I was like, oh, I need to make that. It's just it involved a crock pot. I was like, what? Anyways, all right, back to the racing part. Lap number 63. We're past halfway. Going to go back racing with Caleb Benzie, I believe, leading his first laps in the series. He's got the lap car of Rick Ravon between him and Sean Stevens, and then Alex Van Desant, Cohen Evans, and Craig Forsyth, your top 5. And look at the 15 poking out back here on Forsyth. And he's going to pass him. So Wesley getting the momentum. You see Sean Stevens falling back, and here comes Ravon. Going to get back on the lead lap the hard way. Obviously what he needs is a little bit of contact between a couple cars. But Sean, he's not giving up. And how about 3 wide down to turn 1? Oh, there's the contact right there. Cutting Sean into the wall. Matter of fact, Sean is... Oh, that's not good. As caution is out. So the point leader has issues. That, we're going to need a grading on that one. But he is tumbling. Simple contact right there and a little net coating after that. And Sean went for that fence. He's gone. Like heading for the lake back behind the backstretch. All right, so we're going to go on board with Sean. So here we go, judges. We're going to be voting here for the highest rated flip. I'm going to try to roll bar this thing. This might not be good. There's the contact, wing the tire, and bam again, and oh boy. Sticks the landing and the camera survives. Pretty impressive. We got pit stops here. We need to keep track of this right here. Lap 67. This is 53 to go. These guys might be going the distance on fuel. Van Desant's on pit road. DeMed, Van Desant, Evans, Teed. Which, of course, Cohen's probably getting a reset or something or getting that wing fix from the contact. All right, so let's talk with the young man from Ohio here. Hey, Caleb, it's Skyly. Get a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, Caleb, leading this race right now. Got kind of a lucky break there with that caution, getting yourself up to the front. Now, of course, we have this caution. We have 53 laps to go. How are you looking fuel mileage? Because it looks like it's getting really tight.
It's gonna be close. We'll see here. Wouldn't mind another caution or so. That caution came at an odd time, 2 cautions ago. So, yeah, we'll just have to see here.
Talk about the racing. You've been up there in the top, 6 or 7 throughout the race. You've been, closer to the front, but obviously a lot of great racing up there.
Yeah, it's been good. It's a balance of trying to push real hard and make some passes and trying to save tires for later in the run. So we'll have to see. I feel like I had relatively good tire wear towards the end of that last run, or last long green flag run. So hopefully, make these tires last a little longer and stay up front.
All right, Caleb. Well, good luck there. You're P1 right now. Got 52 to go, and maybe we'll talk in victory lane.
Hope so. Thank you.
All right, Caleb Bensey, the we'll call him rookie sensation. 2/3 and a 4th so far in his first 3 races, representing Team Race First. All right, so I see it. I like you guys are thinking. How about 5th place Jim Herrick? Let's go back. You guys want to see it, so let's do it. We'll take you back to the wreck. Give me a second here, and I'll. There's a lot of things have changed on my record of events, I guess. I can't think of the word right now. Sequence of events. There's the words I'm looking for. There's the wreck. Let's go on board with Jim. There's the wreck, and Jim goes right on through. And real quickly, we'll get it out of the way here too. Hi, Jim. As we will come back to racing here, lap number 70. And Jim is running right there in the 5th position. He's in it to win it. As a matter of fact, for this restart, let's, I'll sit back and let's ride with Jim. Up front there, you see Wesley Johnson going to the lead. Look at his speeds. 216 down to turn 3 in the draft. Little burp of the throttle there. 6th gear, get a little draft lap. 6 gears of drafting gear on the ovals. Ooh, got a little tight there. So Wesley has gone by Caleb Bensey for the lead. There is Nick Weatherby up in the 3rd position. Protecting a little bit is, how about Justin Miller up here in the 4th spot? Rick Ravon, he got his lap back there the hard way. He's already up to the 9th position here. He's gone by Charles Teed. There he is in that mess. There he is right there, that blue and white gold car. Not color gold, but gold, like Thomas Gold. Good, tight racing here. You see Wesley Johnson trying to break the draft. That dude has got a stout machine right there. Now he does have 10-lap newer tires than Bensi and Weatherby. That would be why he's pulling away. His last pit stop was at lap 61, so he's got 14 laps on his tires. Here come the newest tires right here. Alex Van de Sant, lap 66 was his pit stop. All these guys swerving, trying to break the draft. Oh, loose. Hold on, Jim. Good save. I'll have to collect his thoughts a little bit there. Yeah, Alex up here against the wall. That's that higher banking there. Well, we haven't had a chance to do this tonight, so let's go ahead and we're going to go over here and ride with Nick, actually. Nick Weatherby running in the 4th position as of right now. We're going to go on board, and we're going to let you enjoy the ride-along segment brought to you by NRW Photography. And there you go. That concludes the lap at Homestead-Miami Speedway with Nick Weatherby and NRW Photography. If you want high-resolution screenshots of your paints or sweet graphics to make your car pop and more, stop by NRW Photography's Facebook page at Weatherby Photography and set up an order today. If you mention lmcgear.com, IndyCar Broadcast, you'll get 20% off your next purchase, and also ask them about defakes and more at NRW Photography. Look at this mess that's going on here from the tires. Basically what we have here is just people on new tires, old tires, and it's actually created a jumbled up field that has Wesley Johnson out to a 3.5 second lead over Alex Van de Sant now. Craig Forsyth up to 3rd. Caleb Bensi is now 4th. As a matter of fact, he takes 3rd back. And I should say Van de Sant's out there running a high line. Some in racing like to call it the arson line. Oh, contact with Forsyth in a big wreck. Cohen Evans is involved. Herrick makes it through. Who else is in it? One car's tumbling. Yeah, Cohen is in it. Oh no, the points leader. Let's see what happens. It's going to happen up ahead. Oh, Craig had to get out of the throttle, and he makes contact with Weatherby. Ravon's in it. There's a big wreck in the, I think that's Bellum down there in that. No, Bellum made it through. It's Justin Miller in that black and green car. That's who that is. So caution is out for the 5th time And Jim Herrick has made it through, so let's see it again. I'm going to pause it here for a second. We're going to go on board. So one thing I can't do is set it up to like who it's going to ride on board with. Let's ride on board with Jim Herrick for the wreck. It's going to happen over to the left of the screen. Nice job by Jim. Woo. Scary. All right, pit stops here. This could be the race for the win right here. Race off pit road going to Van de Sant. His crew has been fast all night. How about a 7.97? Easily the fastest stop of the night. Caleb Bensie comes out second. Wesley Johnson third. So Dan Barrera has stayed out in the Deadpool mobile. And he leads this race. You are watching the Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix 180 here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Of course, if you're looking for World Championship chili, well, check out Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix. All you have to do is add beef, tomato sauce, and water, and you've got World Championship chili. You see all the chat. We've been talking about it over here. The Herrick family's had it. Mrs. Van de Sant has had it. Of course, relatives there have created that family, and not only that, it looks like it makes good rub for ribs too, apparently. So, something interesting for you to check out. Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix coming to Amazon soon. Also in Ohio, you'll find it in Kroger and other stores. Speaking of Kroger, right up there in the billboard. And so much more. So make sure you check out Happy Trails Chili Seasoning Mix. I didn't get a chance to put it at the bottom of the screen, but I should mention, if you are on social media, Captain TV officially now has social media pages. I've got them launched, and as a matter of fact, I will put it in chat. I will put what you can look up real quickly, and you can follow me on Facebook now, and you can also, I say me, us, follow us on Facebook and on Twitter now. And all you have to do is type in, I'm going to type it right now in chat. Just look up this right here, and of course I need to make sure I get this right because it's tricky. Right there. Look up right there. So, yep, it's at Captain TV IR. The IR is iRacing because, you know, every other Captain TV is taken, apparently, on Twitter and Facebook. So I had to put something at the end. So I put IR for iRacing. So there you go. So you can look that up on Facebook. You can give a like to the page. I post a link there. You can see the races. I'll put some reruns up and stuff. As a matter of fact, if we go to Indianapolis in 2 weeks, I'll probably post last season's race on there. So you can watch that. But Twitter, of course, you'll see my random tweets about my sports teams I like and just random things that come to my mind. You know, like random things like, for instance, how come there have signs in people's yards that say pick up after your pet? So how can you pick up after something that doesn't pick up anything? Think about that for a second. All it does is leave it. All right, so Dan Barrera stayed out. He is on 18-lap older tires than Alex Van de Sant. So something tells me he's about to be roasted. But he's going to try to fight for it here, and he leads this race here at Homestead. Van de Sant second, Caleb Bensie, Wesley Johnson, and Nick Weatherby back up in the top 5 after that wreck. And just like that, Van de Sant to the front. Actually, Barrera back to the front here. But here's where the handling is going to come into play. All these fresh tires coming. Look at 3 wide back there. Almost some wheel banging. Getting close. There's the wheel banging. And now they're 3 wide for the lead. Oh, and Weatherby's coming to pit road. I wonder if that was from causing an incident, maybe? Wesley Johnson to the front, and Van de Sand just drove that thing to Fort Lauderdale trying to make a pass. Look at back here, Charles Teed in the 27. Trying to bring Allison Jr.'s tribute scheme to the front. There's Rick Ravon up to 3rd. The bad guy. Jim Herrick working his way up here through the field now. Hey, the gloves are off now, boys. 30 laps to go. Contact. They usually say this at restrictor plate races, but I'm going to say it here. If you're in it, you can win it. Forsythe sliding up to the high side. Going to go by Bensey on the high side. Look at Johnson all the way down the apron down there blocking Alex. Or I shouldn't say blocking, breaking the draft. Cut off as they go 3 wide. Dakota DeMed working his way back up through the field, working a high groove. Jim Fierro, or Joe Fierro, I did it again, I called him Jim. Sorry, Joe. Jeez. The California kid running there in the 8th position, the 9th position now. On board with Herrick. Put a battle box up here. Let's see everybody's at right now. I am very impressed with what Wesley Johnson is doing up front there. He is, oh, here comes Forsythe. Hello. Jim loses the nose a little bit there. But look at Wesley. He is stretched out to a 1-second lead from just breaking the draft. I thought it was a tire thing, but these guys are on even tires now, and he's pulling away. Charles Teed, Dakota DeMed, there's Rick Ravon up to the 3rd position now. These guys starting to single file out, 20 to go. Now this is a fixed setup, and the laps you saw me running on earlier before the race, that was with this setup. I actually put this setup in the car. You're right, it is clean air because I'm looking at lap times here. Wow. I mean, Wesley Johnson last time by, 25.3. The closest time to him was actually Jim Herrick, but he was at the back of his pack, probably drafted up to it, a 25.4. Now, it does not have an R next to Wesley Johnson's name, so I believe he is not a rookie in the series. I'm going to have to look up Wesley real quick here, because I have not seen him in a race, and we've been broadcasting now since this race last season. So what, 12 races now? Great fighting going on everywhere around this track. 17 to go. See if we can make it to the finish. Wesley with a 1.8 second lead now over Alex Van de Sant. Got Ravon in third, Demet in fourth. Go back here. Forsyth, all these guys battling. How about Matt Houston back here underneath Jim Herrick for eighth? He will take that spot away. I don't see Wesley Johnson's name anywhere in the standings or anywhere in stats. So I believe this is this man's first career start tonight. And Rick starting to get pressured a little bit by Dakota. These guys trying to draft their way up to Alex. Charles Teed, another young man, I believe, making his debut tonight. "12 laps to go." Wesley still got the fastest laps out there in the track, out in the front. He's right on board with Charles as he tries to get around the 82 of Dakota Demet. Still side by side, as here comes Forsyth into the battle. Forsyth is here. I think that high groove's momentum is starting to pull up, because you see Forsyth now going around Teed. Teed's got to get out of the throttle a lot more. Do you see Forsyth's going to get that run with the draft? He's going to get that toe from the 82, even hitting the limiter a little bit there in the one. Less than 10 laps to go here at Homestead. We go to Monza. Oh, the Forsyth almost kissed the wall a little bit there. And they are going to run the full Monza road course. They will use all the chicanes that you see down at turn 1. Was it 3 different chicanes, I believe, at that track? Very fast road course. As Dakota looking underneath Ravon for third. The lead at 2.2 seconds right now. Wesley Johnson over Alex Van de Sant. Wesley started back in the 8th position. And after green flag, or after pit stops, after the caution, Alex Van de Sant was in front of Ravon. Ravon was, or not Ravon, but Johnson. The caution is out. Oh boy. Not sure where the caution is. It's not telling me. It might be Dan Marrera. Oh yeah, it is Dan. Oh boy. Oh, and I think Jim Herrick's also wrecked. Let's see what happened. Oh, you can hear it. The car sliding in the mid-corner. Oh, boy. Look out for that wall. Into the wall. So, unfortunately, Jim brings the caution out there. And Dan Marrera had wrecked also. Look at his nose back there. So, 2 different incidents here. Bring out the caution. Let's see if we can go find what happened to Marrera real quickly. But this is going to get interesting. Do you take tires? Well, here's the next question. Does this race finish under caution? So Marrera, oh wow. Hard lick. Even hits the inside pit road wall. Oh, this is interesting. What do you do? Everybody's staying out except for Matt Houston, Joe Fierro, and Herrick's getting a new car, but he is not going to beat the leaders off pit road, so he is going to be a lap down. Ooh, are we going to get a 1-lap restart maybe? Oh boy. I think Alex Van de Sant's burning off fuel. That's that noise you're telling me you're hearing. Here, good way to see who's burning fuel. All right, so the leader's burning fuel. Second's burning fuel. Third's not doing anything. Fourth's not doing anything. Fifth's not doing anything. So these two are just sitting here neutral, burning them. Question is, how do you do that without blowing the thing up? So we are going to get a restart likely with 1 lap to go. If they got 2 to go here, we'll get 1 to go at 2 to go and the green flag at 1 to go. So it's going to be a 1-lap single file restart for the win. On all their tires. Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess, to win, huh? So when we get the restart, we have 10 cars on the lead lap. Jim Herrick will be the first one to lap down. All All right, lights are off. So we are going to have a one-lap shootout to win this race. So the fresh tires are on Matt Houston in 8th. And it's going to be some 31 lap fresher tires. So I was going to say, this could be interesting. Now, I don't know if 1 and 2 is going to be much of an advantage for Matt because they're just getting up to speed. But turn 3 and 4, it's the old term in racing is you got to go where they ain't. All right, so there is not a green-white checker like Indianapolis last season. All right, pace car going to pull off one-lap shootout. Who is going to win at Homestead? Will we have a first-time winner? Here we go. I think Van de Sant spun the tires a little bit or got caught sleeping. Ravon up to second. Johnson trying to break the draft down to turn 3. Wesley Johnson, his first start at Homestead in the LMCgear.com iRacing Indy Car Series, goes to victory lane. Wesley Johnson has won the Happy Trails Chili Seasoning 180 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. In his first career win, Rick Ravon finishes in second. Revenge for him after the Indianapolis race. Alex Van de Sant, I'm sure he's probably kicking himself in the rear right now after losing second. He's going to finish in third. Dakota DeMed, fourth. Craig Forsyth backs up that pole with a 5th place run. There is your winner, Wesley Johnson. And he is going to light up the sky. Take a look at your final results. Tonight's race. Johnson, 0.3 of a second win over Rick Ravon. Alex Van de Sant finishing 3rd. Dakota DeMed 4th. Forsyth Charles Teed finishing 6th. Caleb Bensi, good run for him. He's going to finish in the 7th position. Matt Houston 8th, so unfortunately those tires didn't really get a chance to help him at all. Joe Fierro 9th. Scott Bellum finishing in the 10th position. 11th, Jim Herrick. Cody Claiborne 12th, Dan Marrera 13th, Justin Miller, Nick Weatherby, Cohen Evans unfortunately 16th. That is going to hurt him in the points. Sean Stevens 17th, Brad Haldane finishing in the 18th position. Timothy Trowbridge ran a couple laps later in the race, finishing 19th. Colby Wells 20th, and then Thomas Gold and Marion McDaniels did not start tonight's race. So. As we will go down here and talk with the race winner tonight, Wesley Johnson, as I move some things around here real quick so I can get access to everything. Wesley Johnson, you got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
How's it going?
Hey, good, man. Well, obviously, you're rocking and rolling pretty well here tonight. Now, I was looking through the stats. First career start?
Yeah, I just got in like 10 minutes after I saw it in the hosted section. I'm like, oh, I'll go play for it, and they accepted me, so I came in.
Well, there you go. Nothing bad with bringing your car and your gloves and your racing suit to a track and just saying, hey, I'll just show up and race, and oh, by the way, I'm going to go win the thing.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I'm usually pretty good at this sort of thing, IndyCar in general. So I figured, give it a shot.
Well, talk about the racing. Obviously, you picked a good group of guys to come out here and join. They put on a fantastic show. This is only like their 3rd or 4th oval race ever in the series. So they're mostly a road course series. They come out here and put on a fun show.
Absolutely. Everybody raced pretty clean. I had one guy complain about me taking it 3 wide and going on the bottom and all that. And I was like, I hold my line, brush it off. But yeah, I learned early on, everybody started running up high, and in IndyCar, if you're behind somebody, you have to run where they're not. So I started going to the bottom, and started sticking for me, and I was passing people more and more and more and more, and I eventually got myself to the front, and I'm like, all right, I got a shot. And then I slid my pit box at one pit cycle where I went from first to third, and overshot my pit another time, and just mistakes, but I got myself up there.
Well, talk about once you got out front. The earlier part of the race, you got out front, and I saw the fresh tires. I'm like, all right, this guy's pulling away because he's on fresh tires. But then,
I also didn't take fuel.
And didn't take fuel, so that helps too. So then this run, you had everything matched up. I mean, you had the same tires. You guys were both doing the same thing fuel-wise. And basically, you pulled away by just breaking the draft and stuff. Was that the difference?
Yeah. I got a fuel calculator, so I usually set myself up to where I'm half a lap short to make it to the end, just in case there's a caution. So we'll have to burn off a little bit less. But yeah, I pretty much just ran the bare minimum amount of fuel, and then breaking the draft down the straight and run the bottom, which it seems like nobody else could really get hooked up around the bottom that well. So yeah.
Well, you did what you needed to do, man. I'm sure Jim and everybody at lmcgear.com and iRacing appreciate you coming out and not only showing up but whooping their tail and winning this race tonight. And so we're going to see you next week in Monza potentially then.
Sure, yeah. Pretty decent at road courses, so we'll see how that works out.
Right, there you go. Well, it's cool to see you out here, and obviously you'll get to know the league pretty well there. But send shout out to whoever you'd like to.
Just this league, I don't really know anybody here. Like I said, I just kind of showed up, but great group of guys, great league. I mean, everything's run pretty well as far as I can see. And you guys broadcasting, doing a fantastic job. So yeah, just want to thank you guys. Thanks.
Absolutely. I would go talk to Jim Herrick. He's a good guy to know.
All right.
All right, Wesley Johnson, the winner tonight. He just literally showed up and won the race. That's interesting to me. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right, Rick Ravon. Let's go get him. He's down here. Rick, of course, has been, I'm sure tapping his feet and ready to go ever since Indianapolis and that whole thing, which I won't remind you what happened. We look ahead to Homestead here now, and you come back and get yourself a second-place finish.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm happy, all things considered, with this finish. And yeah, thanks for not reminding me about Indianapolis.
Sorry, well,
I was coming to the white flag, and the yellow came out, and the green-white checker. Oh God, oh my! I got hit from behind. Everything unraveled there. Yeah, rather not talk about that, but.
I mean, not that you just mentioned the whole 5 minutes of your life right there, but tonight, obviously, you had your own drama as you got caught out there, got caught a lap down because of all the stuff going on with the pit stops and the yellow coming out, but you still fought your way up to second, not to mention got involved in a big wreck too.
Well, yeah, I mean, I flat blew it on that pit stop. I was looking at the tires and fuel, and I looked up, and I thought I still had plenty of time before my pits, and I guess I just went right by it, and I says, oh, man, you got to be kidding me. So I had to go all the way around again. I said, all right, well, that's that. That's the race right there. And I was able to come back around, and then I got the lucky dog. And so I was able to – and I really had to fight my way through the field. This field is so tough. You got such a great group of guys here. They are so fast, and they're so savvy. So I'll tell you what, I really earned that second-place finish today. But I want to congratulate Wesley Johnson. I mean, that guy was just on rails. I was watching him from like 7th or 8th place, and I saw him run up through the field and then just take off. I don't know what his roll bars and weight jacker were at, but whatever it is, he must have nailed that combination because he was just flying.
It was a good little warm-up for you because in 2 weeks you'll be back at it at Indianapolis. You think a little revenge there potentially?
Oh, I mean, I hope so. I mean, that's my place, man. That's my track. If I could go anywhere in the world, that's my favorite place on earth. So I'm obsessed with that place and the history of it. Only Donald Davidson knows more about that place than I do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Indianapolis. I love that track, and I don't know if you want to say let's get back, but we'll see what happens.
Sounds like a challenge between you and Gary on knowledge there, because Gary's a pretty good encyclopedia too.
Yeah, he is. I think if you ask Gary, he'd probably tell you I got the edge on him.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, congratulations to you, Rick, on second, and send shout outs to whoever you'd like to.
I guess first and foremost, I want to thank Matt Houston, for this league. It's a fantastic league, and wearing my LMC Gear shirt right now. Do it with every race, just in case I get on video, which of course never happens. But I live in a fantasy world, so I want to thank him for this league. I want to thank the drivers, man, because all of these guys, Van de Sant and Forsyth and Herrick, Dakota, Caleb, all of these guys, they just race so hard and they race so clean, and that's what it's all about. That's what makes it fun. And I'm so glad that I joined this league because it's a challenge, and you don't have guys out there that are in over their heads and really just doing stupid things and taking you out of the race. So I just want to thank all the drivers for racing hard and clean, and thanks to you up here in the booth, Chris. You did a great job. Just looking forward to the next time we get out here.
And,
wait! One last thing. Last but certainly not least, everybody who knows me knows I'm a Christian man. I love the Lord and I love Jesus, and I want to thank the Lord Jesus for everything He's done for me in my life, and just everything, for dying for me. Thank you, Lord Jesus. I love you.
Well said, sir. Well said. Well, hey, we appreciate your time, and we will see you in Indianapolis in 2 weeks, and maybe we'll see you at Monza. It'd be cool to see you on the road course too. Just putting it out there.
Yeah. Oh, is that next week?
It is Monza, the road course.
Oh, yeah. That might be fun. I don't know if I can keep up with these, but I'll give it a shot.
You'll do better.
Thanks so much, Chris. God bless you.
Hey, you too, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
As that good man right there, Rick Ravon there, finishing in the second position. Let me get him out to where he was.
Oh, don't get me out. Don't get me out.
Okay.
Let me correct you. It's Ravon.
Oh, Ravon.
Ravon.
Oh, okay.
I heard you say Ravon.
Well, I started calling you the bad guy a little bit ago, like Razor Ramon back in the wrestling days, Ravon. But yeah, anyways.
Well, yeah, that would be accurate. I am the bad guy. There you go. That would be no surprise. It's nothing new.
Nice. Well, hey, congrats again, brother.
Thank you.
Now that I got his name right after a race at Indianapolis and Homestead, Raven. Thanks, Gary, for correcting me out in chat. Never did. Anyways. All right, let's go talk to Alex. I know Alex is going to be very disappointed here, I'm sure. But, I mean, happy with third, I'm sure. But at the same time, he's going to be disappointed, I expect. Alex, you got a copy?
I do.
Are you kicking yourself for the restart?
Yep. Yeah, I screwed that up. Rick got a good jump on me, and Wesley timed it right. And, yeah, there was nothing I could do there.
I was wondering, is there any wheel spin at all, or was it just you just got caught sleeping?
Just got caught sleeping. I expected Wesley to go later, so there'd be less time for us to draft throughout the one lap. But then he went right as soon as the pace car came in. So, oh well, live and learn.
That's all you can do, especially with Indianapolis in 2 weeks. You know something about winning that race. But yeah, tonight, you definitely showed your power. You led plenty of laps. Just Wesley got out there in front. It seemed like clean air was the difference.
Yeah, clean air was definitely helpful. The tires would really burn up if you were trying to fight with other people. So once Wesley and I broke the draft, and then he broke the draft for me, it was pretty much smooth sailing. He was on another planet, though. I kind of figured out his line in that last stint, and so I had started to keep pace with him and pull away from Rick and Dakota behind me, but he was long gone by then.
Seemed like you had that, what some people might call the Larson line rolling. That top side literally up against the wall. You seemed to get that rolling mid-race.
I did. It was helpful, especially late in the stint. It was hard for people to get a pass done on the low line, and I think it helped save the tires early on.
Well, you did a fantastic job tonight, Alex. You represented the sponsor well. I'm sure I know Mom's definitely happy, and she actually gave me some ideas for the chili mix. Apparently, you put it on ribs. It tastes pretty good, so I'm going to try that
Yes.
out. But, hey, great job, though. Send shout-outs to whoever you want to.
Yeah, of course, a big shout-out to Happy Trails Chili and my grandpa. Big thanks to Jim Herrick with lmcgear.com.
All right, Alex. Appreciate your time, and we will see you in Monza next week.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely, Alex. Alex Van de Sant there, getting ready for Monza next week. A third-place run for him. Going to be a good points night. I should have asked him about that, and I didn't. But I'm sure he's going to be happy points-wise, even though he's kicking himself for the finish of that race. So, all right, so we have one last thing to do here, and I think I figured out who's going to get it here. So I'm going to throw this up real quickly. It is time for the spicy overtake, and I'm going to take you all the way back to the pass, which eventually became the pass for the win. As they're 3 wide down the front straightaway after the restart, this happens as Dan Barrera led the race, coming back to complete a lap. Alex Van de Sant goes by on the outside, and here comes Wesley Johnson to the inside. As you see, the spicy overtake of the race, brought to you by world champion Tom Hoover's Happy Trails chili seasoning mix. Just add beef, tomato sauce, water, and more, and you got world championship chili. That is the spicy overtake. As you see, Wesley Johnson taking the lead for the final time as he goes on and wins his first race and his first start tonight in the LMCgear.com iRacing Indy Car Series. So there you go, the spicy overtake of the race. Congratulations to Wesley Johnson on winning this race. So, all right, that does it for the first oval race of the season out of 2. Next week we go to Monza, Italy. Eat some pasta and go enjoy some racing at Monza coming up here next week. Wednesday night, I want to remind you, I'll be on the air for the Great Lakes Truck Series. You can see that here on Captain TV. Also, Thursday night, the Short Track Super League, they're going to be up at South Boston, Virginia for that race. And then Saturday night, USRC, we will be out at, actually, I got to figure that out. It's a random track. So the owner of the league or one of the admins needs to go get on that. He's kind of talking right now. Anyways, so enough about that. I hope to see you guys next week at Monza. Remember, go find that link that I posted earlier. If not, I'll post it again real quick. You need to follow on Facebook and Twitter. As soon as I'm allowed to type, thank you. Just look up this right here. On Facebook and Twitter, you can give me an ad there and join me on social media so you can get updates on races and stuff like that. All right, I'm out. I'll see you next Monday night. If you're obviously only here to watch the Indy cars, I'll see you then for the race out at Monza. So congratulations to Wesley Johnson on the win. As I say goodbye, I do want to remind you, as always, you can check out LMCgear.com for all your information and all the fun. So, it's not you and the studio to spend the game. Nope, it's not racing.